thanks for joining me for another video. My name is Alex. I am a former teacher. I have my master's in special education, and now I'm a mama of 3, and I homeschool my kindergartner and my preschooler, and I have turned my passion for teaching in the classroom to now teaching in the home, and I absolutely love it. And I get asked a lot on my Instagram about homeschool questions from mamas who have it on their heart to homeschool but are a little scared. And this YouTube channel, the purpose of this channel is just to empower you, if it's on your heart, to homeschool. And I wanted to use this video to talk about a question I get asked so much, which is about co-ops. So I only know from my experience, so that's what I'm going to speak from. And I live in the state of North Carolina. So each state is going to have different regulations, different types of co-ops, but I'm just going to kind of tell you my experience with it. So my son is a part of a co-op, and I shared our journey of finding the co-op on my Instagram, which is why I got asked a lot about co-ops and how they find it, because I know people have a hard time finding it, and I did as well. So we are very lucky where we live to have a lot of homeschool opportunities and homeschool classes and homeschool support systems, I will say, in our area. I know not every area is that blessed, but I do encourage a few things. Google is your friend. Google homeschool classes, homeschool groups, homeschool whatever in your area. That's what I did when we moved here. But also, before I go into what else I did, I cannot recommend enough going to a homeschool conference in your state. Now, there might not be one that's right next to you. You might have to travel a little bit. I went to one in May, and I'm a Christian, and it's a faith-based homeschool conference, and it was the best thing I ever did for our homeschool journey. I did have to drive a ways. It was not around the corner. It was 3.5 hours each way. It was far. So I know it's not always convenient, but I do not regret that for a second. It was the best thing I did for our homeschool journey. So I cannot recommend that enough. Google homeschool conferences in your state. And I know a lot of them are in the spring. So definitely get to one next year. Even if it's a little inconvenient, it's worth it, I promise. So there at homeschool conferences, I know at the one I went to, there was vendor shops. There's time for your vendors. And in those vendor shops were a lot of the co-ops and different types of opportunities for homeschool parents. And now maybe you're watching this and you're like, what is a co-op? Essentially a co-op, a homeschool co-op, is for other homeschool families to come together. Some are parent-led, some are teacher-led. Some parents stay with the kids, some parents do not stay with the kids. So it's very situational. But essentially a homeschool co-op is homeschool families coming together with a purpose of learning or doing something together to help with that socialization. And so I'm a big believer in co-ops. And you can do them where they're 3 days a week, 1 day a week, once a month. It's very, very different, and it ranges so much. There's no right or wrong way to do a co-op. It's what you feel like is best for your family. I was really looking for something for my son 1 day a week. I didn't want to do more because first off, I really like our slow mornings, and I really like our routine with my other 2 kiddos. So I didn't want to do something more than 1 day a week. I wanted to spend majority of the days with him. I just wanted him to go and have that socialization without me. I was really looking for something without me. That way I could do a little bit of that one-on-one time with my other 2 kids. And I think it's good for him to kind of have that time away from me for just, a few hours a week. So those were the things I was looking for. And again, this isn't just the only right way. There's lots of different ways that people can do it. And I was looking for something that wasn't as educational as it was more for the experiences. So being a former teacher, I feel very confident in the academic side of homeschooling. I didn't want to pay, because co-ops, that was another question I got. Do you pay for co-ops? Every single co-op I have checked out, I had to pay for. None of them were free. Maybe you have free co-ops by you. That's amazing. But for us, everyone I've looked into has been, you have to pay. And it's very it ranges in the price. But I was more looking for something that wasn't something I could give my son. Wasn't just reading, wasn't math. I wanted him to have life experiences in that socialization. Now, if you're somebody who is very nervous about teaching your kiddo how to read or certain math skills, maybe a more academic heavy co-op would be a great option for you. So those of you that might be a little nervous to homeschool, that could be a great option for you. The possibilities are endless, and I think co-ops are so amazing. So those are the things that I was looking for a co-op. I wanted him to have life experiences, something different than what I could teach him. And then I wanted 1 day a week. So now when we moved actually in August, and so we were a little bit late getting into a co-op, but I just went on good old Google and I typed in homeschool co-ops near me, and I just started researching them, looked into them, and the ones that I liked, I wrote down, and I just started emailing them. And each week we checked out a new one. We checked out an equestrian one where he got to ride horses and learn all about caretaking horses. He absolutely loved that one. The reason why I didn't pursue that one is because it was only once a month and I wanted something once a week, and I really didn't love the director. She wasn't very kind to me, and so I thought, oh, well, that's not somebody I want, my son to be around every week. Because I'm a big believer that co-ops need to be the right fit for your child, but also for you, because those are the people that your kiddo is going to be spending time with, and it needs to work for you as well. The times, the people, what they're doing, like everything needs to fit for your whole family. It shouldn't be a headache for you, and then we've tried, we went to a science class that was science experiments. He again loved that. For me, I just felt like I didn't want to pay money for something I could do at home. Just nothing really seemed like the right fit. We also checked out a one that was outside at a park, and it was an awesome idea because my preschooler could have gone. I just wasn't really blown away by any of these, and I actually made a joke to my husband. I think I was being a little bit too picky. Maybe what I was looking for didn't exist. And then I just kept pursuing it, and I was praying about it of just if he's meant to be at a co-op, just show me the right one. And sure enough, I'm not going to share where my son goes to or for his privacy, but we were somewhere after story time, and I realized where we were at, we were having so much fun, there was a homeschool class there. And it was like a light bulb went off. I'm like, oh my gosh, this place around the corner from our house has a homeschool class. So I asked them about it. They said there was a wait list. And of course it was end of September. So I was like, okay, I understand. We're a little bit late. Can I get on the wait list though? We could do any day, anytime. Can I get on the wait list? And so they put me on the wait list. I emailed them 2 more times saying, we're very eager. Please, if anybody drops out, please let me know. I was very persistent. I just felt like this is exactly what he needs to do. And then sure enough, 2 weeks later, I get an email saying that their wait list had gotten so big, and that they opened up another class and asked if that time and day would work for us. And it wasn't originally the time. I wanted him to do a morning class, but actually they were opening up an afternoon class, and I said a little prayer about it, and I was like, you know what, this is exactly where I want him. And he gets to learn about the ocean and fish and do all kinds of amazing things that he brings him so much joy. And he gets to do things I couldn't provide for him at home. And he comes home so excited, and the adults he's with are amazing. They are so happy and joyful, and he gets to just be hands-on. Every day I pick him up, he's dirty and sandy and has the best time ever. And that's exactly what I wanted for him. And so to end this video, I just want to encourage you to not settle, and that to really just research these co-ops, but then also most of them offer you a free trial. Maybe they don't, maybe they do. Some of the ones I did, we got a free trial, some of them didn't. But don't commit to something unless it feels like the absolute right thing. It took us a month and a half or 2 months of really trying things out until we found the right one. And I can 100% say I am so glad that we did join this co-op. It is so good for him. And yeah, that's our story of how I found a co-op. So he goes once a week for 3 hours a day, once a week, and it is perfect. He's only 5, so the older he gets, the longer he would go. And it's absolutely perfect for him. He gets to socialize with kids his age. He gets to do amazing experiences that we don't do at home. So it's perfect. And what's great is that we get to do school in the morning, his academics, and then he gets to go and adventure out in the afternoon. So it's really perfect for him. And yeah, let me know if you have any questions about co-ops or our experience with it. I'm happy to answer anything, and make sure you subscribe so that way the next video I post, you'll get notified. Thanks so much for watching, and I'll see you next time.